make it 6. I don't know what time it is yet in California, maybe Colorado time. We'll call this meeting to order of the Oswego Public Library District Board of Trustees. Could we have a roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Terry Tamlin.
Here?
Pete Wallers.
Here.
Terry Freeman.
Right here.
Jen Conan. Not here. Christine Deal. Not here. Emily Ramirez. Here. Luann Harkins.
Yes.
Thank you. Now we'll have a pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome back.
Yeah.
We'll move on to our approval of the minutes. If you'd like to take a look at those, please.
Make a motion to approve the regular session minutes from the Board of Trustees.
Second.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, could I have a roll call, please?
Pete Wallers.
Yes.
Terry Tamlin.
Yes.
Terry Freeman.
Yes.
Emily Ramirez. Yes. Luann Harkins.
Yes.
Okay, correspondence.
I don't have any correspondence.
Nobody writing us notes about?
Nothing. Checked all the boxes today, they're all empty.
Okay.
I don't know.
You know,
What they advertised.
sometimes after a busy time, I get like a socialization hangover. After the, holidays, maybe everybody's just kind of like,
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to financials. Let's take a look at the fund balance, revenue, and expense reports. What should we know, Krista?
Our fund balances are exactly where we want them to be. We have gotten the funds that we're expecting so far, and revenues and expenses. Also, everything's kind of right where it should be for this time of year. As we get closer to April and May, we started adding Melissa to our monthly meetings so that she can make sure all the departments are staying in line and not going over anything. If there's any questions, I don't have anything really to point out in either of those. And there are 2 months worth there. On page 7 is starting for November, and on page 17 is going to be December. 2 months worth.
That's right. So we're looking first at December.
Yeah, on page 7 would be November.
Okay. November.
And then on page 17, you're going to see the December fund balances.
Gotcha. Could I have a motion on the November fund balance and so on?
I make a motion, request, to approve the regular, motion requested to approve the fund balance and revenue expense report.
Thank you. Second, please.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? If not, roll call, please.
Harkins.
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
Tamlin.
Yes.
Wallers.
Yes.
Ramirez. Yes.
Very good. Now we'll take a look at December. Any comments there? Krista?
I'm sorry, no, I don't have any comments. Both of them are right where they should be. And yeah, there's really nothing special in December either. actually is special reserve. You'll see the fund balance went down a little bit. That was to pay for rock wall. That project is all paid for now, along with the last payments for our vehicle. So that did dip in December.
Very good. Could I have a motion on the December fund balance, please?
Make a motion to approve the fund balance and revenue expense reports for December.
Thank you. Second, thank you. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Wallers,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Tamblin,
Yes,
Parkins,
Yes,
Ramirez,
Yes.
thank you. We are... Okay. I'm looking for accounts payable.
Number 8.
number 8.
Number 8. Okay. I'll catch up. All right, let's take a look at accounts payable. We've got 2 months there also.
Yes.
So we'll look at November first,
This would be December and January.
December and January. Okay?
December starts on page 27. You will see the very first item is access limited construction. That is the rock wall stabilization project that we completed. We haven't had a chance to look at it. It looks pretty nice. They did make suggestions to us as well about planting. A lot of people plant vines on there just to kind of disguise it, make it look a little more natural. If you go to page 30, RAP Consulting Group, that is the down payment for our strategic plan that we have coming up. So that's Craig's first payment for that. And otherwise, in the December bills, everything is just pretty standard monthly payments for us.
Is it one of the Sycamore Public Library, is that something lost?
Yes.
Lost material?
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was another one in the library in North Aurora coming up.
There's a couple in there this time, yeah.
That one I've never seen before, the Messenger Library in North Aurora, I've never seen it, book lost from there.
No.
That was a new one for us. See, we had roof inspections, how'd those go?
Good, we did have a little bit of roof leaking at Oswego, when we had that super cold weather. They said that the water had actually come up over there's like a guard piece, it had frozen and gone up and around. So nothing costly to repair that, which is good. So that would be December, unless anyone has any questions, I'd go to January too. January?
You go ahead, Jim.
January starts on page 33. The couple bills that I will note as being a little unusual, page 36, Tech Ops Specialty Vehicles, that is the final payments for our outreach vehicle. I do have that on the agenda to discuss a little bit later. And then on page 35, the World Archives, that is going to be our annual newspaper database payment for that one. If anyone has any questions on anything else?
Okay, could I have a motion on both months, December and January, for accounts payable, please?
I'll make a motion.
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve the December 2025 bills in the amount of $524,690 and January 2026 bills in the amount of $456,806.
Second that?
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Ramirez, yes. Friedman,
Yes.
Harkins,
Yes.
Wallers,
Yes.
Tamblin.
Yes. Now we get to the director's report.
Record report. There are two, since we had 2 months. In November, again, we have kind of a standard up and down as far as busyness, and as we get into the cold months, it gets a little slower at the library, and we see that reflected here. I did include a picture of the completed rock wall. If you haven't, I know it's kind of hard sometimes to actually go down and look at it, but it's all done. I've had no complaints, no comments about it at all, so hopefully everybody's happy with it. On the other side, I just have a picture there of our outreach. We've started going to a lot of these school literacy nights, and we expect that once we get that outreach vehicle, we'll be doing even more outreach than we are currently. In December, we had a New Year's Eve party. It's hard to see in the picture, but there is a lift truck where we dropped like a piñata and candy exploded all over the parking lot. That was thanks to the Montgomery Public Works came with the crane for us and let us use that for free. So lots of fun with that one. At the bottom of that page, I have a list of the meetings I've been going to for the last 2 months. There was a municipal administrators lunch, which is going to be all of the administrators in Oswego. We get together to just kind of discuss what's going on. It's a working lunch. The Village of Oswego's 250 planning meeting I attended. Catalyst Leadership is a monthly program on leadership specific to libraries and local libraries. It's good networking with all the other directors and people in leadership in the area. There was a Montgomery TIF meeting, went to that one. Montgomery Village Board meeting, I think we were all there to kind of honor Sarah for those of us who went. I had a supporting administrators and libraries meeting, which is going to be directors from about 20 local libraries getting together. And I met with Craig Rapp, our strategic plan, met with him last week to kind of talk about the timeline, and I do have that on the agenda, so I'll give everyone a piece of paper that has the outline of that. And I did not include it, but just this morning we had the Oswego Legislators Breakfast. That's with all the local legislators. Everybody kind of talks about what they are hoping to see as far as grants and things like that. I talked briefly about the second building we're planning to do in the downtown Montgomery area. But we weren't looking for funding in 2026 for that at all. But it is something we should probably consider when we're doing our long-range plan to include that. On the back, I have some pictures of our Village of Montgomery tree contest. We did not win this year. We also had a gingerbread house contest at the library, which had over 1,400 people voted. So it was super popular. People really like looking at all those. I included on here a year in review, which is part of my director's report. I don't always include that. 2025, 242,097 library visits. We had over 1,000 library programs we offered for the public. We had 38,000 plus people come and attend programs. 335 meeting room uses by the public. That's going to be like your Girl Scout groups and the Kiwanis using our big rooms. 6,808 study room uses. And we estimate just on physical materials, not including ebooks or e-materials, that patrons saved over $7,859,621 by using the library last year.
Go libraries.
Yeah, right? Over 700,000 items were checked out from the library last year, and over 115,000 e-materials were checked out. And we added 3,822 new card holders. So overall, very good year. As far as like checkouts and money saved, I think we were within $25,000 of the same amount of money as last year. So 2025 and 2024 were quite similar as far as checkouts and money saved goes. And I do have just a couple more comments on my director's report. I know that you had all suggested in November that I immediately look for an assistant, and I did not think I needed it. I will say you were all right. I do need a hire assistant. I'm going to be posting that in February. We are very likely to hire a consultant named Sarah. She's very familiar with everything, and I have a lot on my plate right now. She's going to help with that process. And we can talk more about if the board wants to do interviews or anything, if they want to participate, or what we'd like to do with that. My only other notes, in March, this building will be a fully paid place. So we are scheduled to have voters coming in for the March election. And that's about it for the director's report, unless there's any questions.
Just in the spring then, are we gonna go ahead and have those trees removed by the wall?
Yeah, it's funny, we had previously been told we should leave all the trees there because they kind of hold things in place, but the guys who did the rock wall, they specifically said that with rock, you're not trying to hold soil in place, and the tree roots are actually causing more of the rocks to fall, and we really should have them all cut down. So that is something we have to look at. I don't know if we have the budget this year, but to budget it for next year to get all those taken out. Yes.
Krista, the year-end summary is very helpful and it's very impactful. And I think your monthly report's very good. Do we distribute those outside the library?
The director's reports I don't usually distribute. This will go up on like social media, and I think we usually link it up to our spot on our website so that the public can see that as well.
Okay. I would encourage you to work with the village managers in Montgomery and Oswego and send it to their trustees and the mayors.
Yeah.
I think it's important for them to know the impact that the library has. I think the money saved, statistic dollar amount is significant. I don't think that's something that you would think about if you weren't, if you didn't generate that information. So,
Okay, I will definitely do that.
thank you.
Any other questions? Krista, maybe you can give us just a thumbnail sketch. You mentioned at the legislative breakfast this morning that we're not doing anything in 2026, but where are we in the process of looking at?
So I know we had originally talked about, for our third building, we had originally talked about doing referendum in 2026, but I do believe the school district is going to be going out and we would be competing with them. So we do need to look at if we're going to hire a company to help us with the referendum. We should probably start that this spring with the idea that we'd be going to referendum in 2027 for that building.
And the architects are,
The architects, they had contacted me. We need to have kind of a refresher meeting to make sure we're still thinking same square footage. We want any changes before we start, before they really start full design on the outside of that building. So,
Well, they would go through a schematic design process, right, where they'll generate some alternatives.
I think so, yes.
And I know that they did topographic surveys. Do you know if the soil work was done, soil borings?
I don't know that. I'd have to look that up.
So it's probable that we'll have, limestone somewhere on that site. And when we start doing cost estimates, it's very important to know
Okay.
that. So while for design purposes, they may be able to wait, I think we want our cost estimates to be as sound as they can be. So we're gonna wanna know, the depth of rock sooner than later. So if they haven't done that, I would suggest we get that done. They can do it in any, maybe not quite this weather, but they can do it on frozen ground. In fact, sometimes that's better when you don't destroy any of the thing. So I think that would be a useful thing to have. If they already have it, great, but I think we need it. And yeah. And then the other thing I guess I would encourage is sooner than later, meeting with the building department and the community development department at Montgomery to introduce them to the architects. You may already know Sonia, but you know, so that there's a really good line of communication, so that if there anything comes up during the design, they can reach out to her and it won't be a surprise.
Okay.
And then lastly, we have talked about, you know, Webster Street, the possibility of vacating Webster Street. I'm not sure that's absolutely necessary, but I think it might be an advantage to us, and I think that's something we should explore with the architects. At the very least, whether we do anything with the street or not is a question, but the grass area that is, would be east of the street could be used for detention, you know, so it would give us some additional area there. Regardless of, you know, whether we get that dedication, you know, or not, we have to provide ingress egress to all the residents there. So there's going to be, you know, hopefully no impact to those residents, but I think it's just a concept that should be explored. If we actually don't need it, then nothing to worry about. But I wouldn't take it off the table until we decided if it's going to be a benefit to us or not.
Okay. I will reach out to the architects and see if we can get a meeting, whether it's a virtual meeting or in-person meeting, to kind of refresh where we're at, and then talk to them. I'll find out about the soil borings, the rock borings, see what it looks like. And then see if the village would like to join in the meeting too, in the early discussions.
And following up on that, I'm serving on a task force with the school district, and it's business leaders, it's parents, it's a large group of people. We met once already, we're meeting again February 10th with the idea in mind. They're looking for us to recommend when they go for the referendum. They're looking at November of 2026. It's going to be for roofs and boilers and all those things. The problem they have is they built all these buildings in the early 2000s, and now they're all 20 years old and things are starting to break down. As you read in the paper this week about mechanical failures, and they had that one water event at Oswego East that shut them down for a while. So that's kind of where they are. I had contacted a company that assists with referendums. The school district is using that company. So I talked to the principal of that company after the meeting, and I suggested that when he's here in town working with the school district, that we set aside some time to meet with us. So we're going to try to do that and see what they have to offer. But we certainly would not want to go at the same time the school district is going. And we've got a little time for the fact that our bonds, everything's paid off in 2027. So we have some time right now. So,
Sorry,
okay.
one last thing, I didn't realize I'm getting a little bit granular here, but the other thing on that site, there's some fairly heavy power on that site, and if we need to relocate that, we need to start talking to Commonwealth soon, because they're quite behind in getting things done because of all the data centers they're extending power to and whatnot. So we don't want to wait to initially, figure that one out. So that should be another, housekeeping chore that we need to do sooner than later. And there's probably other utilities that we may have to, we should identify all the utilities that are out there that we may have to deal with.
Okay. Any other questions? Hearing none. Could I have a motion on the director's report, please?
I move we approve the director's report.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. And roll call, please.
Friedman.
Yes.
Wallers.
Yes.
Ramirez. Yes. Harkins.
Yes.
Tamblin.
Yes.
Deal.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, any reports? We have no reports at this time, but we do have a personnel meeting after the meeting tonight. So we'll be more to come. Unfinished business, long-range plan.
Unfinished long-range plan, I have a packet here to pass around. This is the projected schedule with Craig. Oh, I didn't have those. So I had an initial call with him on January 19th, and we talked about the timeline, as well as who he would want participating in each section. Next week, we are still trying to schedule an exact day with him. He would like to meet virtually with the managers at the library, talk about what they would like to see, what outcomes, and any issues that they kind of feel like would be issues for us, any strengths we have, any weaknesses, all that sort of stuff with the managers. We're hoping to do that next week. He is thinking board interviews with you would be via phone the week of February 17th to 20th, and he would have his secretary schedule with each of you individually to see what works for each of you. February and March, we'd be working on an environmental scan with his direction. And then late March, we would be doing our strengths, weaknesses, surveys. And then our in-person sessions would be April 22nd, right after the board meeting, and April 23rd. So it's the Wednesday and Thursday nights. I did not ask him if he wants Oswego or Montgomery. I don't know if there's a preference on your part as to which building we meet at. I guess our board meeting is at, would be at Oswego. So it'll be at Oswego then, yeah. And then after that, there's a follow-up meeting with the staff again, the week of May 4th to the 8th. And then he would have our final product for us in late May, early June. And the second page is just a much clearer timeline as far as what would be happening and when.
For the board interviews, is there a way that we can, I don't know, get the questions ahead of time so that we can think on that?
I could ask him,
Give
sure.
him more in-depth rather than on the spot.
I will certainly check.
The meeting of the 22nd, we would just schedule the business portion of the meeting and then go right into our planning session.
Okay.
So we'll do the bills and accounts payable and so on, and then go from there.
And that one would be the board along with the managers. We would have everybody at those two. Any conflicts with any of these projected dates?
Nope.
I'm good.
Very good.
I will be in contact with each of you, or his secretary will be, to try to schedule your individual phone calls then for February.
And even if it's not like, you know, question by question, like I.
Just so you have a
imagine it's
better
like more of an
idea.
organic conversation.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, just like something that we can think on and.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd appreciate.
Okay, could we have a motion on 11A1, please?
I'll make a motion to approve long-range strategic planning meetings for Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026, immediately following the April board meeting, and on Thursday, April 23rd, 2026, from 5 to 9 p.m.
I second.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Ramirez, yes. Harkins?
Yes.
Friedman?
Yes.
Deal?
Yes.
Tamblin?
Yes.
Wallers?
Yes.
An update on our vehicle.
Okay, on the back side of that year in review, you're gonna see the graphics for our vehicle. This is in production. I believe it's already been wrapped. They're just checking to make sure everything is secure and the inside's all built out the way we want it. We do expect to have the vehicle probably at the end of February, is what we're thinking. And with hopes that we'll be on the road with it this spring already, so.
This is so
Super,
exciting.
very exciting. We have been debating where to park it, like if we don't have indoor parking, maybe park it by that Five Corners Road at the Oswego building, so it'd be very visible when you're driving by. Use it like a little billboard almost.
I think we need to have a ribbon cutting,
Mhm.
you know, bottle of champagne.
Yeah. Send it off in style.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well, good advertising for it too.
True, for sure.
Here, I've been passing around this picture of an alternative there.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, what if we, yeah, like a ribbon cutting ceremony, we can invite the community and be like, hey, come take a look at our new
We could have, yeah,
bookmobile, and people can come look at it.
maybe
And
when it's slightly warmer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like late
True.
April, May.
We could do spotlights, you know, that point in
Just an
the sky.
alternative.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Have you guys named the van yet?
We have not, we're still calling it the outreach vehicle, I don't know.
We should have a competition with the kids.
Yeah.
We could do that to get some excitement.
Careful what you ask for.
The kind of names that people do, yeah.
You know, that's how long we stole got its name. It was a contest for the kids to pick that name. They were paid 50 cents a piece, 13 kids were given 50 cents a piece for naming one school.
Wow.
50, it's okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, guys, AI just gave me a whole bunch of good stuff. William Shakespeare. The Bookworm Express. Tailblazers. Tailblazer. Tails, got it.
I like that.
Maybe that can be something we also announce at our ribbon cutting or whatever we have, the name of the vehicle.
Or naming it.
I like that community
Naming it
picture
after
name.
the person
Mhm.
who wanted it so
That'd be really
badly
nice, yeah.
for so long.
We already called it the
Yeah.
ceremony.
Ceremony.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think
Right?
that's pretty.
You know,
I like
that's
that.
something to think about, seriously. She
The
wanted it
serious
so badly, and here it's
Memorial.
finally coming to fruition.
She has said though that she 100% does not want her name on it. Just gonna throw that out there, she did tell me. Because I said we could make the license plate say Skilton, you know,
That would be
but
cool.
she was like, do not.
SS Express.
Yeah, oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Nobody will know but us.
Yeah.
Okay. New business. Presentation, Christie is here. Thank you for services.
Christy Kepler and Tricia Shaw are presenting. Hello.
So this is a topic that's come up before in multiple communications, and we have come with the end result. Let's see. Since it's so popular, we had to follow something. So we come with all of the information and the current circulating items for the Tony box. So that was submitted by multiple patrons over multiple months, and staff members also were suggesting that we get them. We held off a bit in new services because we weren't sure if it was going to be a one-year popular toy and then kind of fade out, but it kept building and people kept requesting it. So Tricia's with me because she is instrumental in getting this whole process completed, and so she will speak about some of the specifics, but basically the Tonys are a small box. I had to borrow this from the staff because the whole list is so long on our STEAM kits. We initially, because we weren't quite sure how we were going to put them in the collection, we have 2 STEAM kits. They come in a bag, and it has one of the boxes, which retail for about $100 or a little over, and then 3 of the figures. So a family could check it out and test it out to see if their child likes it, see what it's like, and not have to purchase a box. Because of the popularity of them, we've also added single figures, and Tricia will speak about those in a minute. The boxes have no screens, They're made so that a child can use the box on their own. You place the figure on top, so they're these little toy guys. Then by placing the figure on the top, when it's turned on, it will start the first track. You can pinch the ears, the two little ears on the box, to turn the volume up or down. And whapping the side of the box is how you skip to the next song. So very much all actions a child would do, just whap it. The figures themselves never need to be charged, and the box does come with a charger. It can be used while it's plugged in, or can be used off the charger. And I'll let Tricia give you the details on how we figured out how to circulate these toys.
Yes, so like Chrissy said, we have 2 steam boxes that circulate with the box itself for people who don't have the box and they want to try it out before they commit, and they come with the little Tonys inside. What we have done is locked our boxes to our household for the library, so people can use them offline, but they can't go home and make them their own. And then we've loaded the Tonys in onto all of the boxes, so that those are locked as well. So if it gets mixed in with your Tonys, you can go and look at your household and be like, oh, this isn't in my household. It's the library's. So that's worked really well. We circulate them in these cute little mesh bags. It's got Elmo on here. We've got his track list for mom and dad. The kiddos can just boop, 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 and it's, each individual Tony costs around $20. We pay $12 through a wholesale website, so we can get a few more. This is really great because the kiddos, they want the figures because they look like toys, but they outgrow them pretty quickly. And just like you wouldn't want to buy every $20, like Pete the Cat that your kid reads, you don't want to buy every Tony. To check out the Tony, we have the Steam binder here. It has a Tony section, so the first page here walks the patron through the process of the Tonys. You open it up, it's got a list of all the Tonys available, and then we're trying this out. It's really great, I'm really excited. It has inserts, so each Tony comes with the card. If the Tony is here and available for checkout, the card is in there. And that it reduces a lot of the friction we have a lot of the times with patrons. They're like, is the marble maze in? Is the drawing box in? If it's in there, it's in. They take the card, they take it up to circulation. The clerk will go in the back, they will grab the physical Tony from the hanging storage and put the card in, so we know that Tony is checked out. When the patron brings it back, they put the Tony away and they give us the card and we put it back in the binder. It's working really well so far. We'll see as the collection grows if it keeps working. If it does, we'd really like to update some of the other collections that we have to work the same way, just to make it a little easier for patrons. And, oh, fun fact, every single Tony that we have processed before this week, because we just released a new batch, has circulated at least once, which is amazing for a new collection, and we're really excited, and we're really looking forward to growing it. Does anybody have any questions?
What does the Tony do?
Sure, okay, really, let's.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the starter puppy. You put him on, he's magnetic, and he immediately launches into some music. And then you can give him a whack, and we go right to the next song. They're very durable, both the Tonys and the boxes. Turn it up, turn it down. It's very intuitive.
Or it's to
Oh,
children.
yeah? Would you guys all like to take a peek, pass her around?
How many different Tonys are there?
Oh, I think there's well over like 100 available. We own about 20 right now. Tech is still processing a couple for us because they have to build the item records from scratch.
And we have a duplicate collection.
Yes, we do. Yes, we have 2 of each Tony we bought. So,
One is housed at each one.
If you recall, I think we've had like 8 requests for this just in like the last 2 years. Kept getting those comments with Tonys.
good, whack it.
And that was just
Yeah.
the we have verbal.
So they do stories too?
Yes, and some of them are older, some of them are younger. We have a Spider-Man one that starts with the box
Street.
for early elementary. Yeah, the Dragons for the bigger kids. The Christmas Classic has some really cute Christmas stories. We had a lot of requests for Christmas stories. They're really fun.
Yeah, I think the whole list for the steam bags right now is about 10.
Yeah, it's nuts. I was like, we should grab one. And,
Yeah. We're way down on those. So, person insert. lent us this when we were experimenting how to use it, or how to circulate it, and she brought it back in for us.
What's the age range?
So I have a social time program that happens on Wednesdays, and that goes from 6 months to about 2.5 years, and those families are interested in trying it. So it goes down pretty low, because once they're about a year, they're playing with toys like that. But we have had interest in grade school with some families. So I would think about first, second grade, they'll start getting bored with it.
They do make
Okay.
for older ones, but.
Yes, there is.
And I know you mentioned this, but what is a box itself cost paid for Catherine's tree?
It's like $110 for the box, and then we did put the replacement cost for the toadies at 20 instead of the wholesale.
I want the Led Zeppelin.
But nobody's lost it. Yes, and then you just take them off and it'll eventually time out and turn itself on.
When did you guys have those for the commission? I think it was last fall.
So like November, December-ish?
Yeah, I think,
So
no,
it's
I think a little early.
Okay.
It got, I don't think we made it for the summer, or did the end
No, it
of
was excellent,
summer
yeah.
is when we first had the 2 babes going, and then the figures, it was in the middle.
And how long do they circulate and can they be renewed?
They circulate the student kit, so I think they're 3 weeks now, because we're trying to get everything closer to the 3 weeks. And they do, I believe, automatically renew as long as nobody has a pull on it. So you're not going to get to keep the box for 9 weeks, but you might get a figure for 9.
I think it might still be 1 week gummies.
Oh, yeah?
I think my thing popped up.
You're thinking
My-
about that? Oh, yeah.
My checkout.
Yes.
This is current.
Like,
They were so scant last week that I sneaked a couple.
How many people have their own boxes?
They're really popular.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
You know, I saw them in the toy department at Walmart, I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, and Target's having a pretty large area of, like a presence of them, so. They're now on Tony Box version 2. So,
And they can put them on hold?
Yep.
And with the box, how does that come in? Is it coming in a big bag or how do you have that?
It's a black vinyl bag, that some of our student kits serve in.
And how many do you have at each building? Do you circulate?
So we have 1 box per building.
Per building.
Yeah, to get started, yeah. We are looking into getting the Tony Tubes boxes now. Our wholesaler doesn't carry them, so we were waiting to see if we could get them a little bit cheaper, but I think we're gonna have to bite the bullet.
It's a really cool product, just like a very interactive way to get away from screens. Like you're
Mhm.
blending interactiveness and screen freeness, which is hard to do. And yeah, I love that. It's really cool.
Any other questions?
Very nice, very
Great, thank you.
Thank you guys.
Well done.
It's all Tricia.
Crushed it, guys.
Thank you. Okay, next up, opioid antagonist policy, first reading.
Yes, so I think we had talked about before that they now require us to always have someone trained on the administering Narcan in the building at all times. According to our lawyer, that includes like if we have a event at Prairie Fest, we should be bringing our Narcan and bringing someone who's trained on it to events like that. And so this policy was actually from the lawyer's office. This is what they are advising libraries to have as their policy. It does protect staff, like should something happen, when you administer it to someone, you're not gonna be liable personally. And it just also talks about like the training. We had all of our managers trained on that this fall, as well as CPR and AED. And then like reporting, if you did have to administer it, how are you documenting that, how are you reporting it. So it's a pretty thorough policy, I think.
Will you do an outreach ban as well?
I think we are gonna have to have like a first aid kit, and I don't know about an AED in that van, but first aid kit and the Narcan will have to go in there, I'm sure. And so this is just a draft. If you guys have any comments before the next meeting, I'm happy to influence them.
Okay. We don't need any action on that. Just read. Okay. Outreach home delivery policy, that's the next one.
So with the ban coming so quickly, and like I said, I'm hoping that we're gonna start doing home delivery, spring or summer. I was thinking that that would be probably a slower time, because in winter, a lot more people have trouble getting out physically. So we'd like to get a policy in place. It just talks about what type of outreach do we offer. With the home delivery, we're thinking there will be a long-term home delivery option and a temporary option. You know, if you have a permanent disability, I don't want them to have to apply every year. I would rather just have it say, you know, this is gonna be long-term. We know that there's not gonna be a time in the future when they can come to the library. And then the temporary option, lots of, you know, if you broke your leg or something, pregnancy, I can think of lots of times where you might need it for a couple months to a year. So we will have both of those options. For home delivery, we are gonna require that we always have 2 staff members going for safety, and that they're not to go in anyone's houses, and that it will be weather dependent as well, as far as if we can deliver that day or not. We have a tentative application on page 51, and if anyone can think of anything else, we kind of looked at some other libraries and what they have for their application process. And this will be on the website too. It's not going to be well, we will have paper copies, but it will primarily be on the website. We do have a separate outreach collection that we've started building, because otherwise I think it would be very hard for people to get any of the most popular materials from delivery, and we don't want to really limit them. So he has started a separate outreach collection for that, as well as if there's something in-house that someone wants, we can always pull it and deliver it to them. It will likely have to have a slightly longer checkout period. Currently, materials check out for 3 weeks, and we are thinking home delivery is going to be a once-a-month service. So it's probably going to have like a 35-day, like 4 to 5 week checkout period for these items. And this is, again, just going to be a first reading rough draft of this policy for today.
Do they have automatic renewal on the items? Do you know?
I think it would still have automatic renewal. I think it's kind of automatic. And, you know, it's going to be very customized. I don't foresee us having hundreds and hundreds of people who need this service. So I feel like, at least to start, it's going to be pretty manageable as far as if someone wants an extension.
Yeah.
You know,
Sounds
if
good.
there's not holes, we can always do that.
Krista, this may not be necessary, but it's more of a question. Does the outreach and home delivery policies, are they posted on the website?
Not yet.
No, I mean, will they be?
They will be. All of our policies for the library are posted.
We need to give people an option with a phone number at the end, so we have, for questions, send an email, which maybe everybody now is very email comfortable, so.
We can. I can list like the outreach manager, or I can list the main line for the
If you don't, I
library.
mean, if you don't think it's needed, that's fine, but I'm just worried about some people maybe not being comfortable with that.
I can list the main line for the library, and that would get, instead of someone's like direct line, but that would get them to the library at least.
Is that what that number is on the top?
That particular number right there is going to be the outreach manager's office number. Probably don't want to give out that.
Do you foresee the time when there will be some set routes?
I think so. I mean, I don't know about like a whole route, but I think he would have like a scheduled grand park. We're going to be, maybe in the summer, we're going to be in the school parking lot, every Wednesday or something. I can see us setting up some specific areas that we're trying to visit. And like, maybe he's just going to say, I'll be there from like 1 to 3 or something. Yeah.
I was just thinking of senior centers and that sort of thing.
Yeah, he does visit most of the senior living facilities right now. I think this would just really help him be able to actually bring more books. This vehicle has like carts that snap onto the wall, and you can just unhook them and wheel them right out instead of trying to carry boxes and boxes of heavy books. It's really exciting.
That's great.
Yeah, very nice service.
first reading on our home delivery policies? Hearing none, we'll go on to the resolution.
Very last page, page 52. So our finances are somewhat complicated. The bank box currently only had Sarah, Vernita, and Maureen, of which none of them are actually related to the library right now. Sarah was nice enough to meet me at the bank and get our box drilled out because all the keys have also gone missing over the years. I think we estimated the last time someone was in there was 2007. It's been a really long time. So we had it drilled out. In order to take those people off the box, I have to have a signed resolution by the board and then to add on new people. So this would do that. We still also have to remove Sarah from the regular accounts. However, to do that, we would have to have all the signing board members go in. And again, it's the quorum problem. And then when I get an assistant, if we add them, we would have to do it a second time. So I thought we would just do that in spring when I have the assistant, and we'll do it in one fell swoop, take her off and add the new person on. I feel like Sarah's very trustworthy. I wouldn't worry about her being on the accounts at all.
Any questions about the resolution? We have Secretary Pro Tem tonight, so she'll be signing something official. I'm catching on to that.
You're gonna
Sorry, what, I'll be signing something in an unofficial capacity? Or an official capacity? Dang, guys. I guess I can do it.
Okay, could we have a motion on the resolution, please?
Make a motion to approve the resolution 202-60128, which appoints new authorized agents to access library's bank safety deposit box.
I second.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Wallers.
Yes.
Harkins.
Yes.
Deal.
Yes.
Friedman.
Yes.
Ramirez, yes. Tamblin.
Yes. So we went down to Oswego Bank. We're looking at safety deposit boxes. So number one was Oswego Presbyterian Church. And I happened to be the treasurer of that. So we thought, wow, big box, hadn't been opened a lot longer than yours. There's got to be treasures in there. No,
Nothing?
nothing. I mean, some papers
Yeah.
and that, but nothing. So, disappointment. Okay, per capita grant.
The per capita grant is a grant we submit every year in order to get our E-rate money. It is, I've been doing it for the last 4 years. It's pretty standard. Basically, there is used to be a book, and now they just have a website list of standards that they consider every library in the state of Illinois should be meeting. And they have them arranged between like basic standards, advanced standards. So like you might have a basic standard to be like the building is well lit, it's easy to see, the front doors are well lit. And an advanced standard is going to be like we've upgraded to all LED fixtures, low energy. So they want us to be somewhere in there. And the grant is specifically, you go through a couple hundred standards, and anywhere that you are not fully meeting them, you just write down what your plan is to try to meet those standards for the next year.
Okay, you need a motion.
I do.
Make a motion to approve the submission of the per capita grant for 2026.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Ramirez, yes. Deal.
Yes.
Friedman.
Yes.
Harkins.
Yes.
Tamblin.
Yes.
Wallers.
Yes.
Very good. Board walk through the Montgomery campus, we'll do that after our meeting before the personnel meeting. How's that? Okay.
Who's on personnel again?
Chair.
Christine Deal is the chair,
Oh, man.
Terry Friedman, Pete Wallers, Luann Harkins, and Terry Taylor.
Oh, you get out.
I can stay.
That's not fair. Anyway, going on to public comment. Did you sign up? No. Oh, no public comment? No. Okay. All right, moving on to closed session. We have a need to talk about purchase or lease of real property for the use of a public body, employment, in closed session. So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn, please, into executive session.
Make a motion to adjourn
Into
into executive session.
Have a second. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we will take a second here. Okay, that's it. Our next meeting will be February somewhere here.
February 25th,
25th.
and there will be a technology committee meeting so that Bob can present the long-range plan.
Okay.
That works.
Hearing nothing else, could I have a motion to adjourn?
Are we gonna do it? Is that's a
The
separate thing
tour?
when we walk out there?
Or the tour will do, yeah, we'll do that in just a bit.
Okay.
Or we can have the committee meeting first, whichever you want to do.
I don't care, I just don't care.
We got to adjourn.